Okay, it is 7 o'clock on a Saturday night, and I am reading a fanfic for a ship I hate. I remember that this fanfic existed a while back. It's called, umriss. It was written during the chapter 1 days, and it is a Susie x Birdly fic. I don't even know the ship name because I've literally never seen anyone ship this. And like I said, it was written during the chapter 1 days. Birdly barely had a character, and these two hadn't even interacted with each other yet. From what I've heard, also, Chris gets he-himmed, Susie gets impregnated by Birdly, and Birdly is a raging misogynist. I'm not very excited for this. I think, if I have a very low opinion of, Birdell and, Susie X, Birdly shippers, because it feels very, het slop, like the kids say, and, why are you shipping them? I feel like I can understand, every other ship but those two. Even, Ral Susie, I think Susie's a lesbian, so that's why I don't like Ral Susie. Even that I can understand, and I don't think that's het slop. I think Birdell is, Birdell and, Susie X Birdly are just, you're shipping those two because they're the opposite gender. There's no way you actually ship that. And this was also uploaded on Pastebin, of all. I've heard of this site, kind of. Literally, who is using this site? If you check, the public paste, it's all, scam bot JavaScript things. So, yeah, we're in for a wild ride. Cold light was flowing into the room from a small window on an opposite wall. It deepened the silhouettes of furniture, giving them a mysterious aura. Is this a chair? Is this a lamp? Doesn't matter. Silhouettes aren't real objects, just like shadows. You make a shadow of a pigeon or a lamp, but that doesn't mean that a flyer will light up. Wait, why is this Loki giving, the chapter 3 and 4, Ralph say, darkeners aren't real. You don't have to worry about us. Oh my god, funny name predicted it with their Susie X Birdly fanfiction. Even if you know whose shadow it was, you'd be foolish to assume with certainty who it was. But what if you can only see shadows just like now? Only shadows and silhouettes and a window. He took a dress. Who is he? Okay, I know it's Birdly, but you probably should introduce my name first from writing perspective. Lay down, it's 7, she said, wrapping her arm around his abdomen. No, I'm getting up. I'm not sitting here by myself. At least give me a smoke. Saying that, she let go of his waist and sat beside him. He poked out one cig from the pack of Dune Hills and lifted it to her muzzle. Lighting it up when she grasped it with her teeth, she inhaled almost half of it at once and blew it out with her nostrils. Gray fumes filled the room. Can y'all open a window or something? Do you make breakfast just once? Sure, he replied, getting up and pulling out his smoke in the silhouette of the ashtray. I said putting out. Why is this really so dry? The kitchen was better lit, a big window filling it with still... Oh, did they not have a window in bedroom? That's why they didn't open a window. Still, gray light. Susie took a jug with black liquid and poured herself a big mug of it. Birdly was pulling eggs from the fridge. If these characters weren't name dropped, nobody would know this was related to deltarune, I'm not gonna lie. Eggs? I thought you would surprise me. It's something special. There is a man behind the tree. He's cooking eggs. Eggs. And don't forget me, your ex-husband, but eggs. He always felt weird eating them. Why though? Humans eat other mammals all the time. But there's little to no resemblance between, let's say, humans and pigs. Most birds look alike. If humans can eat children of other mammals, then it's nothing weird at me eating those eggs. Besides, they're not even fertilized, he thought, and broke 10 of them. And 10? Jesus! Okay! High cholesterol moment. Oh my god. Also, I usually have, distinct voices for, Birdly dude. I usually go lower in my register for Susie, okay, quiet people piss me off. And usually, the nerd voice for Birdly, I need a kiss from a gamer girl to wake me. I'm not doing it for this because this is not Susie and Birdly, bro. These are OCs that you slap the names onto, okay? Is 7? 7 human souls. And King Asgore Dreamer will become a god. He asked her, good enough. You woke up early because of that dream, right? That dream. He's sitting in the garden. The grass is too bright, almost white. Trees are moving in random directions, and there's no wind to blow on them. Everything else is pulsing like this one big organism twisted into sick, unnatural form. There's a big, green, red-eyed snake slowly slithering towards him, meter by meter, for hours it may seem. And then, when it's at his fingertips, it strikes, exposing his big, curved fangs, waking up. Yeah, and the snake is still there, yes. And he kills you? I always wake up before it can touch me, but he centimeters from my face. That's the image at last. the mouth of a giant venomous snake right in front of me. He put his 10 bajillion scrambled eggs onto the plate and gave the bigger portion to Susie. They were sitting on the opposite ends of the table. Scary, man. It's just a stupid dream, nothing else. You could add to somebody's egg like bacon, she said, while shoveling another big pot. Oh my god, he didn't even season the eggs with like salt or pepper, nothing? Damn. They ate in silence. Susie finished first, of course. Her hunger was always a mystery to him. It was surreal when he saw her throwing eggshells into her mouth and crunching them like candies. We have this day all to ourselves. What do you want to do? She asked. I'm going to finish reading my book, he said. Will you read it to me? It was very childish for her. I tried to get her into reading, but she always ended up listening to his voice. It might have been cute at first, but he feared it will regress her ability of reading entirely if he keeps it up. Why don't you read it to me, eh? She stuttered. But you have such a good voice. Susie's stuttering is not a kid. I can see it if it's less of a nervous thing and more like an actual speech impediment. Like, if you listen to my videos, you can see, A, I say, like, a lot, and B, I will often, like, repeat my sentences because my words come out of my mouth faster than I can, like, register or think them. So I can see it if it's, like, a case like that, but I do not see her stuttering when nervous. Like, I feel like, no, that's mischaracterization. She would not do that. Don't be a child, Susie. Only one chapter. You should one chapter, like, deltarune. Hey, I'm gonna listen to your freak. Is this too much to you? She said, changing her voice from meek to demanding. Birdley was not moved by that at all. I'm not reading for you if you don't read to me. Do you want to sleep on a couch tonight? She almost yelled. Damn, she was pretty serious about this. Point noted. Okay. Okay, I guess girl really wants her bedtime stories. We said that I won't. His facial features didn't even twitch. Caesar was like a wave hitting a cliff. He didn't care what she will say right now. He made his final decision. Changing would be a sign of weak. Why is he this serious about, like, reading a story to his, like, wife? Jesus. God, you're really annoying, you know? You already told me that today. Smug grin going on his face. Yeah, no, this is the Birdley I know. Yeah, whatever. I will read to you one chapter, and then you'll read to me. Absolutely. I was reading the entire morning. They were sitting on the couch. Susie was leaning forward slowly, reading A Tale of Two Cities, and Birdley was lying beside her. She was constantly stuttering, clearing throat. He didn't seem to mind, as he wasn't paying much attention for her from the start. Oh my god. He was thinking about the silhouettes. It's like Plato's cave. Not real objects, shells that imitate them. But they're real and contrary to Plato. They're created from matter. Real objects posing as others having their content. Oh my god, he's so pretentious. He's like this reformative male matcha labubu. Like, people, like, oh my god, bro, shut your yapper. Are you even listening to me? She asked. You have that face like you were not even here. Gabelle begs Marcus to defer in defiance of oh my god. Yes, I'm listening, he lied, but he has read that book many times before, practically knowing it by the heart. You're lucky, now it's your turn, she said, giving the book to him. It brightened up. Rain stopped moments ago, and the sun was already filling the room with a bright rays of warm light. You're not getting on this that easy, she said, turning her voice into a growl. How long is this? I'm reading this all. I will still read to you after go out. Not having a freak! She was really serious this time, leaning over Birdley, pushing the book into his face. Her hair was falling on his chest like a waterfall. Like the undertail area. He saw a glimpse of her angry yellow eye. You're pretty when you're angry, he said with a smirk on his face. She was getting closer to him when he locked his hands around her neck and pulled her face in a, I can't say that, that's a slur, kiss. You're the worst, she whispered. Now read me this goddamn book. I'll do that evening, I promise. Oh, he promises, ladies and gentlemen. Great. Birdley, promise everyone everything like a king promises wealth to his peasants. You already promised that this evening. You will finish your project. Yes, his project. You forgot about that. How could anyone forget about the greatest deal in his lifetime? Okay, Spampton G. Spampton. He was planning a villa of some eccentric businessman. He was set for life. This deal would open his gate to the big world. I'll finish it. Don't worry about that, he said while Caesar returned to her place. We will buy some good wine, and I'll read this book to you. Agreed? Fine, but I'll choose this wine. She was probably thinking about some sweet wine, white, that he hated so much, but whatever. He will stick to whiskey. So, where do you want to go? He asked. Forest. Sure, he replied and got up from the couch. April was very warm this year, # global warming. It really felt like summer is here already. Air smelled with that unique aroma of wet forest. Trees glittered with wet leaves, looking like they were made of polished silver. Bugs and birds returned to their normal daily life after rain. Buzzing and singing, they cut through the silence of plant life. Somewhere, a woodpecker was drilling into some poor tree in search of larvae. The path was punctured with puddles. Ooh, that was some nice alliteration. I'll give some flowers to that. Susie and Birdley were meandering between them. Do you feel alive? She asked. Very much. Why would you ask? Because I don't think I'm happy. He stopped walking and turned to her. It's because of me? She came closer. He was staring directly into her damp eyes. I want a child, she whispered, closing her eyes. She would not say that for Oh my god. Like, even for chapter 1 days, Susie had, like, pretty good she had characterization even in chapter 1 day. Jeez. He walked over, locking his wings around her, leaning and laying his head on her chest. After I do this project, we will get your treatment. He remembered the day when they heard about her condition. Funnily enough, he remembered every detail, aside from what the doctor had told him. Yeah, funny, real bloody, oh my god, he's British. He remembered the white, clean room they were invited into. He remembered the doctor's clean-shaven 2 identical chairs they sat on. He remembered those 2 words coming from his mouth. I'm sorry. His mind went blank back then. He was staring at this quack's mouth, his lip dancing like earthworms in hand, twisting in an illogical way. Oh, is he a human, not a monster? Okay. White teeth, glimpsing, spewing meaningless words of compassion. He got a glimpse of her back then, crying by his side, clinging to his arms like a child in fear. And he did something unthinkable. He got up and left, just like that. He will never forgive himself leaving her alone to deal all with this. Oh my god, he is you are not a good husband. Leaving her in the worst emotional state she ever was. He, out of all people, chose the easy way out. Leaving her there crying was the worst thing he had ever done. Bradley vomited on the outside wall of the hospital. He was disgusted with himself. When he came back to her, sitting lifelessly in the hall, he knew that she will never forget about this, even when he got on his knees and clung to her, saying, I'm sorry. She will remember it for the rest of her life. Yeah, justified. Imagine getting told, like, you're infertile and your husband's go, oh, bye, flee, I've got better things to do. Like, okay, I'd be bad too, and I'm a lesbian. Now he was clinging on to her as well, as her tears dropped on his head in the final form of helplessness and sadness. He would do anything for her, just for that one time he left her alone completely. This reads like a Colleen Hoover book, and I can't explain why. I'll always be with you, always, he promised her. Do you want to go home? Yes, she said, sniffling, and rubbed her eyes. He finished his project. He imagined gorgeous villas standing somewhere in Spain, its owner drinking martinis, laying on a deck chair, while a Latino beauty was sleeping. That's a fetishization, what the hell? Yeah, a really rich owner laying on the deck chair. That mattered, right? Money, people say it doesn't give you happiness. Ridley would disagree on that. This project's more for her than for some rich asshole, for his little Susie? Fragile? Even in, like, chapter 1, she was ready to, like, cut Lantern's head off. Like, her ass is not fragile. She would not do that. He smirked. Susie might have been tall and strong, but she really was weak. People wounded her in so many ways before. In high school, she was basically an outcast. Ugh! He exercised the thought of the school out of his head and stand up, stretching his body as he left his cabinet. He noticed it was already dark outside. Standing in the living room, he saw Susie laying on the fluffy carpet in front of the sofa, looking something on her phone. There was a pizza box on the table. You're eating fast food again. You get it on for dinner, you know. I didn't want to disturb your work. She had already drunk 1 bottle from her wine, and didn't seem to stop there as the second one was already open. I think Susie's more of a beer girl, to be honest. Bertley calmly poured himself a glass of whiskey from a caraffe, standing on a chest of drawers at the end of the room, and Millie drank it all in one single gulp. His throat burned for a second as Chivas glided through his insides. After pouring another glass, he sat on the couch and lighted up a cig. Susie was drinking her wine straight from the bottle. She must have opened them recently. Was she waiting for him? He gazed as half the wine was poured down her throat. Slow down, lassie, he smirked. And who's saying that you haven't eaten anything and you're already holding a glass? We had a filling lunch. I'm not hungry. Susie sat on the carpet next to his knees, placing her head on the corner of the sofa. Waiting for you, little quail, she said, stretching her back and hands. With her left hand, she hit the glass she was holding, gold liquid spilling on his Kent collar shirt. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, she said, and lifted herself to him. Susie grabbed a box of tissues from the lower level of the table and started to run brown stained on his shirt. It's okay, it was dirty and I'm sorry. He put his hands on her cheeks and moved closer to her face. It's okay, don't worry about it. I'm drunk, it's my fault. I like you drunk. You're not so tough after a couple. Okay, that is a suspicious sentence to say. That is not a sentence that you should be saying to a drunk woman. Her eyes were like ambers fished at a Baltic Sea, with a wide black onyx star in the middle. You're an ass, she laughed and tugged into him. She was kneeling on the carpet, laying her hand on his stomach. looking sadly at the other corner of the room. He was petting her thick brown hair. His feathers were gently brushing her. She gently raised her head and sat on his lap with a foxy smile. Oh my god, if there's spiders, I don't want to... No! Oh, don't condemn me to this fate. We must get you out of this shirt, mister, she said, unbuttoning him. Oh, he put his hand on her hip. Yeah, she knew where this was going, as he said. He liked her. Okay, so he's just straight taking advantage of a drunk woman. Kind of. Okay, Ro, was that worth it? He asked himself while looking at the empty café thrown on the carpet. He was alone on the sofa. Getting up was a painful experience. Everything was spinning and ratting like in a bad jazz concert. I should have eaten something yesterday. Why is she always right? Naked, he slowly left the spacious living room and went to the kitchen. With a jug of water in his hand, he saw a note stuck to the fridge. I've gone shopping. I'll be back in an hour. And a cute drawing of a heart smiling. Bold of you to assume that Susie can draw something cute. It was 11 o'clock, almost noon. She had a lot better metabolism. I'll give her that. He thought while chugging a whole jug of water. A whole jug? Like a jug? Like this? Okay. Water guzzler? Like, thirsty toady? Okay. He tried to remember how did they get so close in the first place. Yeah, it was in high school. She was failing every exam. And stealing my lunch, he said with a chuckle. The kitchen was filled with the warm light of an April sun. Ooh, flashback! Bertie stood in front of the doors to the spare classroom. Rusty hinges creaked as he slowly pushed doors inward. Get lost, nerd. She was sitting on the floor, resting her back on the long wall of the rectangular room. Now, thump, filled the room, as Susie took a swing on the opposite wall, bouncing a small red ball back to her. Bertie came inside, closing doors behind him. He sharply inhaled the air and said, Listen, I know you're failing your exams. Okay, this is still not in character. I'm going to drop the voices. Being straightforward was the best solution in this situation. He didn't feel like playing any games with her. Yeah, right. I will give you, I'll tutor you. Susie threw the ball right into Birdley. It flew centimeters from his head and bounced off the floor. Pissed off, we're gonna turn this into some dumbass prank, she said, raising her voice. Gee, she's annoying as hell. How am I supposed to get this through her thick skull? Let's hope she's not as annoying as me. What am I saying? No one is unbearable as I am. I take some twisted satisfaction is my unholy action. Some kind of pride that for most seems insane, to say the least. It's not a goddamn joke, you stupid lizard! Ridley almost screamed, his irritation overcoming any fear coming from his presence. Susie quickly stood up and walked over to him. She put her hand on the door, blocking his way of escape. What did you just say? She growled in his face, showing more and more of his sharp teeth. I'll give you private classes, he uttered, if you stop, threatening me. Pfft, you serious? Susie laughed, spitting in his face. Tua. You are failing this class. I promise I'll get you out of this. Yeah, whatever. Nerd, give me your lunch money, Susie said and returned to her place. Meet me at school in front of the church if you want to pass this year. Is this a dumb joke? Or will not? I will not pass. I'll beat the shit out of you. Birdley turned around and left, smiling obnoxiously. Okay, back to the present. It's rather simple. Of course it's simple to you. They were sitting in his room, leaning over a notebook open on the desk. It's rather simple if you think about it, he said. Susie couldn't solve this equation Okay, so it's like forward in time, but still not to the present. She was knocking some unknown rhythm with a pen. Her hair was tucked in a simple plait, falling right onto her right shoulder. Oh my god, butterfly on your right shoulder. She would not put her hair in that. She would not put her hair in that. Listen, okay, if we're talking about protective styles, I feel like she'd just either be natural or like dreads. Me personally, that's my opinion. I am thinking about it. Susie, what does cosine equals 1? Susie scratched her neck. Birdley cringed as a sharp claw run over delicate sort of scales, like a knife stretching skin. He really liked her new hair. He could finally see her eyes. Why'd she wear those thick bangs anywhere? Her eyes are really pretty. It's looking giving, like, oh my god, like, why are you all, like, why are you, you're so pretty, like, why are you getting piercings, you're so pretty. I'll draw you something, saying so he sketched cosine function. Now point is maximal value. Susie didn't point anything. Instead, she squealed, oh, I know, this, she would not squeal, bro. And then easily solved the equation and turned herself to Burley. That was all the problem. She was really happy today for some reason. This wasn't normal grumpy Susie. The most notable change was her hair. What's up with new look? My mom was in town. Her mom? He thought she didn't have a mother. Okay, geez. Living alone with a single father who he took for a widower in a little crampy apartment. He was there a couple times, 2 to be exact. Her father was the most pleasant type, and he thought it was because of his loss. Susie wasn't so beamish when they started learning together as well. They always thought it was because some tragedy had happened to them. Well, it wasn't a tragedy, especially for her divorce. He never asked about her family. It was a bit, inappropriate. Your mom? Did she change your hair? Yeah, do you want to meet her? Susie's fixation on her mother's point intrigued Bradley. He must meet this woman. Sure, why not? What the hell? Sure. He left the room and walked down the stairs to the living room. You ladies do some smooching up there. His grandfather was sitting in a big armchair, silver smoke spewing from his old pipe, while listening to the local radio channel. Grandpa, when Mom comes back, tell them I'm out with Susie. Have a good one, chaps. They both quickly left as Grandma started humming melody, the washing on the Siegfried line. Hometown looked pretty in the last days of summer. Hometown, which she named with all their Herevilles and Happy Towns. As they were walking by the police station, some small yellow lizards, oh my god, Alfies, spotted them and quickly run to the opposite side of the road. Susie didn't seem to care, but Birdley set his mocking smile. They quickly arrived at the apartments. Susie lived on the top floor. There was always cold there in the winter and steaming hot in the summer. She opened the doors. In a tight living room, in the armchair, sat tall, lean, red lizard. Oh my god, is her mother red and her dad is blue? Da-da-da, da-da-da, red and blue, let's make purple. Purple, purple, let's make purple. Purple, purple. A woman with facial features so sharp, she could almost kill her. Wait, this is kind of giving Carol. Like this is kind of how I envision Carol. Like the, thin ass, the sharp cheekbones. Burley took her for a hard-working woman. This is just like Lizard Carol. The author predicted Carol. Oh my god. Hi, Mom. This is Birdley. I've told you about him. Hello, ma'am. Her crinkled look drilled in Birdley's fingers. Howdy. Susie, would you get us some tea? Thank you. Susie's mom said with a rather strong southern accent. Oh my god, she has lesbian moms. We support. It's really nice to meet you, ma'am. I'm no lady, sweetie. Please call me Eleanor. Saying that, she reached out with hands to him. Birdley moved forward to shake it when suddenly Eleanor grabbed him wings with both her veiny hands. Thank you. I don't want her to be a failure. Her now big, wet brown eyes were staring directly into Birdley. Please take care of her. Here, she whispered and tightened her grip. She had no one besides me. Her father is a useless bastard. Tea's done, Susie yelled from the kitchen. Eleanor lost the hold of her hands, and her face returned to a distant, repugnant expression. Birdley didn't have time to respond with anything more than a single, sure. Susie stormed into the room and put down the tray on the dirty coffee table in front of the TV. Mom, where's Dad? Drunk ass probably at the bar. He couldn't even look at my face. Susie lowered her head, looking at her own hand. She definitely had a lot of different opinions on her father. Maybe some childish fantasy. She wished that they would get back together. Why was she with her father and not with Mother? He didn't want to ask. Eleanor seemed too nice to ruin his views of her. You've talked to a woman for 5 seconds. Please not make assumptions. Don't talk about him like that, please. Hell! Susie's mom rubbed her eyes and leaned back into her armchair. Sweet child of mine, you just go outside. You're gonna suffocate here. Saying that, she pulled out a cigarette. Maybe if you didn't pull out the cigarette, Susie wouldn't suffocate. Just saying. But not tea, Mom. I gave you a couple bucks. Go eat something at that diner, Eleanor said. And that's mean you, Birdley. Susie opened the diner's door, and they both stepped inside. There were 3 other customers besides them, 2 sitting by the counter, and some lonely guy was slowly chewing his breakfast at the end of the table. The owner was somewhere inside the building. They both sat in the nearest booth. Big Cat in a white apron approached them. You shouldn't be here. Is there a goddamn order, Catty? Birdley said with a worried voice. Owner's gonna kick you out. When you want, Susie, all my costs, Birdley asked, taking little notice of what Catty had said. It's all your costs, Susie smiled jealously. She didn't mind Catty at all. I'll take the biggest pack of pancakes. Oh my god, they predicted her love for pancakes. What did he see? I just want coffee and chips. You got that? We don't serve chips. I meant fries, Catty. Yeah, sure. Catty sighed and walked to the counter. Catty's American. Hope she doesn't spit on it, Susie smirked. Yes, all we do is hope, hopes, and dreams. Don't you get tired of hopes and dreams? What? I don't want to hopes and dreams, Susie. I'm going to be certain, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. I need to look at the future and see the clear path in front of me. Wouldn't you want that? She really changed her temperament after this year. Oh my god, we're not even getting, full scenes. We're just getting the descriptions. Susie didn't want to go to the library. I'm not going to a stupid book place, nerd! Give me your lunch money! Give me your lunch money, you freakazoid! She said when Birdley told her they were going to study. Then he suggested his place, and that's how it stayed. After Susie passed previous year, she seemed more cooperative about studying with him. Birdley had a really hard time putting up with her, but it was worth it. In his mind, he thought he'd broken her and reforged again. He didn't even know if he did it for himself or for her. He was always an egotist. I would make the reference to the song, but I actually haven't listened to it. But with someone like Susie, an aggrieved child corrupted by opinions and views of society, and yet so aggressive and strong-willed in their dogmas, he wanted to devote to her. I mean, they also predicted Bradley's crush on Susie, but they decided it was two-sided instead of one-sided. He asked himself why Noelle didn't do the same to him, because Noelle was a simple-minded pupil raised by loving parents. Loving. I've got some really bad news. Was he special? He had good family and good relations with them. Nothing out of the norm. But he didn't feel like following the rest, at least now. But he wouldn't stand in class and say that he despises all of them. He was some anarchist thing that's just gain everyone's attention. He wanted to change himself only for himself. He wanted to be special, but everyone wanted to feel special. Oh my god, he's giving a whole ass monologue, bro. I'm not doing an audition. Leave me alone. They would like to work for themselves, their name being jutted in some company document, feeling to be important. It didn't matter how impossible it was. The teaching to fathers were long forgotten. Susie was one of the silent members of the mob. Maybe she was lucky that she got under the spear of influence. Oh my god, shut up, bro. As much arrogant as this statement sounded, he believed it to be true. What would her friend Chris give her, this simple-minded mute? Did he want to be someone? Oh, Chris, it hurts. Did he want to be someone different? Of course he wanted like everyone else. Donkeys get a new kind of carrot uniqueness. Bradley didn't care about uniqueness. He cared about being better and oh my god. They made him even more annoying than he is in canon, bro. At least in canon, like his annoyingness is somewhat likable, bro. He's just insufferable here. Susie showed him way in her bizarre way. He understood the challenges make a man stronger. Such simple but forgotten wisdom. So Bradley asked himself right there, is he should stay with Susie as she was ironically the only guidance through the smallest world, but nothing was sure. Susie, yeah? I have this feeling that I love you. Susie withered in place. Her eyes broadened as she looked at Bradley. What? Susie said with a surprised voice. I love you. Everything about you. She nervously looking around the diner, fiddling in her hand a nervous tic that she learned she had. Susie said and looked at him. I'm a lesbian and I'm in love with Noelle. Bradley immediately inhaled air, raising his chest and looking directly into her eyes. I mean it. This is not some stupid joke. He looked at the table with a sad smile. Susie's breath got sharper. He grabbed her twitching hands. I promise I won't leave you. Like your mother, Bradley. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Bradley. Okay, like, she's gonna leave you if you tell her that. I won't leave you as you're broken. Jesus Christ. Susie tightened the grip and said, why now? Susie, I realized that living with you wouldn't be a misery? We're living without you. Okay. Why was he getting emotional? It's just human interaction. Neither of you are humans, bro. What do you mean human interaction? You're a bird and a lizard. Tell her what she wants to hear and the problem's gone. But Bradley didn't seem to mind about that. You're the most special girl I ever met. You make me feel, na 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 na. You make me feel so na 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 na. His words escaping as he tried to speak. He wasn't afraid, he just wanted her to understand. Suddenly, Susie leaned from her seat in front of him, tilting her head. She gave him a kiss. I think Susie kissed Bradley is actually giving me an aneurysm. This is dealing genuine poison damage to me. Without thinking, Bradley tilted his head as well and gave his head into her embrace. His rough and long. It looked like they were eating just face off. Yeah, you didn't have to give me more imagery there. One literary device you should probably not have used for this scene. Cannibalistic ritual. At least no one knows them. You guys okay? Ketty asked. They were still holding hands. She couldn't put down plates. They clicked with locks grip of each other. Susie's face was all red, while Bradley put up a still face, as if nothing. Okay, not canon. If Bradley x Susie was ever a possibility, it's not. Susie would be the more stoic when Bradley would be falling apart, in my opinion. Like, I feel like he's the type to be, like, for taste, like, oh, no, wait. Like, oh, Chris, I'm taking you to the festival. But then, like, it's someone else for Susie, like, That's why I said, oh, you look so scared. Was this something I want to smash this version of Bradley, like, I want to kick him into the stratosphere. He had her wrapped around his little, I'm going to find you. You're a freak, you know. But an honorable title in this world. And it was definitely real. I'm sure it was. And not some hysteria attract. I'll give you hysteria. Prick. See, hissed and punched Bradley in the shoulder. Hey, how am I supposed to believe in this? Sounds like you two sniff glue and trip. I'm telling you, we traveled some other world behind the doors, she said, and pointed a gray door in front of him. And worked. What? A gray door? The closet door isn't gray. Am I tweaking? That's like the gas doors. great door in front of him. Only once. You've tried many times and nothing came out of it. So you think if someone you knew entered his closet will work it? No, the closet isn't. It isn't. Wait, is that gray? Is that gray? Am I going? Oh, it is gray. I was thinking like more gray, like the. What is that? Never mind, no weed for the gas station. Like I was thinking more like gas door gray. But yeah, they are gray, but they kind of look like gray with purple shading. Address me. Address me. And only worked once. We tried many times, and nothing came out of it. So you think that if somebody new enters the closet, wait, what? Read. I think so, and he had to break into school tonight only for this. Hey, you weren't complaining when I asked you, or you're checking it out. That's racist, you privileged, oversized gecko. Birdly skewed out with grimming. Susie snorted a short laugh. Just get inside. Susie pushed Birdly inside. He pushed doors inward and stepped within. In darkness, he could see a small room filled with school accessories. Blooms were tucked into the corner. Bucket and mop were placed near the stacked boxes of chalk and paper. Nothing out of the ordinary. Even a thick layer in the corners seemed completely natural. It's like your other world. It wasn't like that the first time. Yeah, it's just pitch black. We'll just have to wait for something to happen. Did anything happen when we tried again with Chris? Not really. Birdly sat on the floor. Let's just wait. Maybe we'll get lucky. Birdly would rather go home than be part of a circus. But she was extremely serious about this. Susie sat next to him. She was wearing a ragged green hoodie covering her head and slim joggers. Besides a black sweater, he wasn't wearing anything. Even his glasses was gone as Susie went sat on them while learning. Like, he doesn't have pants on? He doesn't have pants on? Okay, bro. His new contact lenses weren't really comfortable. Susie once said that he doesn't look much like a nerd anymore. He rolled up his sleeves and Susie stretched her legs. Through her pants, you could see how toned her muscles move. Her tone. Oh my god, I cannot read. She got legs of Artemis, perfect, like they were carved by the Polycletios himself. Really felt uncomfortable thinking about this. So he said, "Are we like together now?" It was hard for him to ask, a lot harder than confessing her in that diner 2 weeks ago. Maybe because of emotions, but time, Susie got more mild with him. She returned to the old grumpy self, but he was starting to feel more and more towards her. Yeah, obviously, Susie answered. We didn't really talk much about that. You have lost your confidence, nerd. It's just that, do you feel something to me? Right now, I'm only feeling irritation. Susie's serious. Jesus Christ, of course this implies Christianity exists in the deltarune universe. Of course I do. I don't declare my unstopping, deep, passionate love for you every minute you stop thinking that I do. Susie almost yelled with a sarcastic smile. Well, here you go. I love you. Are you happy? I love you too, Birdly said and smiled. Oh, you stupid little dork. Come here. Susie wrapped her arm around Birdly's neck and dragged him towards her. Oh, what are you? Susie rolled her hand in a fist and started rubbing the top of Birdly's under knuckles. Now, time out. This is fun. Susie stopped and put her snoot in the place rubbed by her. Cry, baby, she smirked. Don't you ever do that again, Birdly yelled. Susie rolled her eyes and lets the hold of Birdly. He doesn't move, calms down, and lays his head on her chest. Birdly inhaled it sharply, and he drowned in her sweet aroma. The sweet smell of smoke, pine tree resin, and her sweat filled his nostrils. She hadn't washed his hoodie since they had a fireplace in the... Okay, listen. What? He was reading the child's sun to her, and she was gazing at him like a little curious child. Then she saw her eat a whole pine cone. It was a mood breaker, honestly. Oh my god, they kind of predicted that Suzal scene where, like, Susie eats a flower, like, before they hang out at her house. At least he saw how her powerful jaws work, implying that she has multiple. Every sinew and every muscle of her mouth was made to cleave and shred. Now Susie was throwing sticks of chalk in her mouth, crunching them without any afterthought. Bon appetit. Birdly was sitting naked. Okay, we're back in the present now. In his own house, his own kitchen, his own worktop. Bells in his head tolled to mark the death of Pope himself. He was still holding a jug of water when Susie opened back door and came inside. Morning, Birdly mumbled. Susie walked inside carrying big bags of groceries in both of her hands. Good morning. Are you naked right now? No, he's fully clothed. Like, what do you mean, are you naked right now? She would not say that. This is my house. I can do whatever I want. Susie wearing a light white blouse and slim jeans. She would not wear that. You could see her athletic figure through the white material. She laid her bag on the ground and came to Birdly. He unwrapped his left hand around her waist, plunging his rigged right hand under her pants. Quickly... Pomegranate garbage! What the hell do you think you're doing? Ooh. Susie's breath got heavier. She grabbed work talk in a need to lift herself. I was just thinking about us, Burley said with a sad expression on his face. Keep going. Mon amour. Okay, bro. You are not French. Burley whispered. Was I like, this is genuinely killing me. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like his little plaything, he thought with a big purple hand, his face was slap. Oh, sorry, kitty. I woke up my cat. What was that for? Guess, kid. She replied and stormed out of the kitchen with a grimace on her face. Brilliant almost blacked out from the first of her slap. His head was spinning 2 times faster now. He wiped his hand in feathers on his chest and left his seat. He might have not been entirely right about his little plaything. The big slimy little part. Oh my god, he's fat phobic. This is horrible. He was pretty tall. His eyes were still under mouth level. Wait, how? Susie and Berkeley. Right. Is there a side by side of like the regular standings, right? Okay, here we go. Actually, it's hard to tell because of the hair, but I think Susie looks slightly taller than 6 types of trans people. Susie looks like I think Birdley's like I think Susie is slightly taller than Birdley. Oh yeah, because okay, this is a sprite edit, so like I don't know if this counts. Look at Lantern. He's so plump. He's so plump and cute. I don't know if this counts, but yeah, she's like significantly taller than him. That's a summer outfit should have been Lantern being a proud Lantern. Oh yeah, also the mouth. I watched a streamer, Astral Swift, playing deltarune and he had a very profound conversation about a world with 2 mouths because King has 2 mouths. The best stream moment ever, best deltarune stream first playthrough moment I've ever seen. Birdley, we talked about this, said Susie. He was getting pretty irritated. And as always, I say to you, this is my house, woman. Oh my god, he's an entertainment. I could do this by pleasing it. Birdley, I can see you. Don't act like you haven't witnessed it before. Birdley said, fuck. That's it, you giant degenerate. Susie stood up. She was fed up with his attitude, or so it seemed. She grabbed him under his armpit. With one swift move, Susie lifted him and slung him off. What? She's much stronger than she looks as strong as she is. Like, okay, in game she is very, like, okay, have you seen the rude busters? She is just strong, okay. What the hell are you doing, woman? You are not succeeding, anymore, freak. He liked her when she was angry. Her eyes lit up, breath gets sharper as she bares her teeth like a wild animal. Now he could only see her back. Susie carried him out of the living room, walked through long hallway. Long hallway, like the Gaster hallway, like the fundamental. What is he? Hey Gaster, what's 5 + 5? The educated WD. And entered a messy bedroom. The whole house was cluttered with books, trinkets, paintings, his architect project, various tools and unused furniture. Their bedroom's probably the most chaos room. Clothes were scattered across the floor. Various artifacts inherited from his grandfather were sitting on chests of drawers and hanging from the walls alongside painting and posters. Yeah, it's about to be me for a second if I keep reading this fic. Birdley was starting to feel really sick. Take those, Susie said, and threw blue tweed fans at Birdley's face. No boxers or anything? You're just letting hang under there? And what if I don't? Susie slowly walked to the bed. She grabbed Birdley by his beak, shutting him up. I'll break you in half! She growled quietly, bringing Birdley to her face. She let go of her face and started looking for some shirt in the wardrobe. Birdley slowly put his pants on. He started wearing those when puberty hit him for obvious reasons, implying that he didn't wear pants as a child. Don't I need a shower first? Birdley asked. You will shower later, before you leave. He forgot about that. He was going to have a meeting day at 4. He had a booked flight from Burlington to New York. How could he forget? Burlington, New England to New York. Burlington, New England to New York. How long is that? It's like an hour, 26 minutes. Damn. England Drive? Oh, how long is drive? Okay, 5 hours. So, like, I'd say it's reasonable to do either. Oh, right. Birdley stood up and walked her when she suddenly turned around towards him. Put these on, Susie said. She's holding a white shirt and black braces. Oh, the shadow on its floor. Mysterious and deceiving. He was still thinking about that. The lies in the natural world. We're all based on lie, just like nature is. There should be nothing more than a mind floating as a pure chaos of its creation. Death and decay wait for those who desire the greatness in the small mental and blah blah blah. You Sigmund Freud, what is happening? Only those who seek immortality shall survive, as their spirit will never fade in the spite of the universe. Oh my god, should we order you some matcha? Should we call you a philosopher? Should we read your pomegranate poetry? We create to die, to perish, to despair. At the senses, the only reliable information about the world, Epicurus wasn't right, is the desire that makes us the world as it is, and what is the greater desire than everlasting life of consciousness? Nothing more than that. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Susie woke up. Mind you, this fic was not spell checked. There are like wrong forms of verbs. Like there's a bad grammar everywhere. But like you could type out this whole, but like like a deep paragraph. Susie woke up. Dream. A nightmare. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance. A bit of a posture. It's a bit of a dance. Nightmare like Abraham. Sweat broke on her forehead. Vision spinning in dark bedroom. Hallelujah, true lamb. She was breathing heavily, not from dread, from exhaustion. Everything had to come back to normal standards. The messy room, the sad glow of the morning sun through a small window. She wondered why he would pick that room. It was cold and dark. He liked that. Darker yet darker, she presumed. She sat on the edge of the bed. Her hand, her legs, her hair body. Should she care about anything else? It was rather early morning. She had a couple hours before he wakes up. Susie took a deep breath, places her head on a cozy carpet beneath her bed. She slowly stands up and stretches her body. It's like every bone in her body is misplaced. Fuck! Says Susie as she straightens her back. Birdley rolled on another side and loudly smacked his lips. He does not have lips. He does not have lips. Lazy drone, she thought, and sluggishly left their bedroom. House seemed gloomy. Cold grey light is soaking into the hall and living room, creating a rather depressing atmosphere. A cold floor made her shiver. She quickly grabs a dirty pair of stockings and wore it. She noiselessly escapes the room, wearing nothing but a simple white shirt and short jogging pants. Without touching anything, she left and inhales the clear, cold air outside. The green, fresh world surrounding her makes her mind relax. She starts to run on the in-forest road with movement. The forest seems to wake up, birds starting the melody. The wind blows in the curve of the street. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing. Flowers are blooming. And on days like these, authors like you should be using Grammarly.com. She thinks about her marriage. Now they're floating together on this absurd ocean. How waves of life steer their way ups and downs, ups and downs. I need the Subway Surfers gameplay. I'm going mental. Mike, add in Subway Surfers gameplay. She's starting to be seasick, and she runs to the cars, thinking about all the lies that life feeds us. Susie runs by the side of the lake. That was the place where they did it for the first time. I didn't want to know that. Right there, the green underground, breathing heavy summer air, both of them wet and dirty. The biggest lie life had told her, spoken here, was that they were thinking this happiness will never stop, that their love will attract like some sort of magnet, a lie that only happiness comes from love. We see love from suffering, your love becomes a burden, and you can't let the love go. Loved one never suffers alone. The dirt road stops, and Susie starts to run an asphalt. The town is near. As she runs, the first houses start to appear. Susie leaves the lake in the back and enters the thorpe. In those early morning hours, streets are empty. She stops at a small red house and wipes the sweat from her forehead. The sky begins to clear. The first rays of the sun start to fall on the town. The black gate at the end of the street start to open. Women's figures lead through the open gate. Figure spots as Susie immediately stops walking. Just for a second, almost run in her direction. Hi, Susie. What are you doing here? No, I'll run while you still can. Susie's been terrorized and she's being pampered Birdley. Run, girl, run before they make you straight too. Hi, she replied and tried to slightly smile. It's just running. It helps me clear my head. It's been so long since I last saw you. We had been busy. Noelle was staring at her like she was some kind of holy prophet. Her eyes almost wide in some sort of admiration. Her mouth twitching. This is so good luck, babe coded. Like, okay. When you wake up next... Wait, hold on. I need to... When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me all of those years ago, you're standing face to face with I told you so. Why don't you come with us for dinner? You can bring Birdley if she wants. Like, it wasn't obvious that Susie won't go without her. Oh my god, this is so good luck, babe. That sounds lovely, Susie replied, making the most credible smile she could. How's 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, gaster, 6, 7 theory? Perfect. Susie felt uncomfortable. Noelle seemed to be full of the joys of spring. Susie thought Noelle would say something more. She was wrong. She was just looking at her big hazel eyes. Do you know where we live? Noelle asked Avermo after. Yes, I do know. I do know where you guys live. Yeah, we know. Ah, that's good. Noelle seems to be more eager with every word. So when you are set, bye, Noelle. Susie replies and starts running back to home. Bye, Susie. That was rude to Susie, but Noelle didn't seem to mind how quickly the conversation went. Running back, Susie was sure Noelle was drilling her body with her gaze. You can kiss 100 boys and bars and shoot another shot trying to stop the feeling. You can say it's just the way you are and make another excuse, another stupid reason. Good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Oh, no, there's no way, Bradley replied. It's just a dinner. I promised it to know. So what, you didn't sign anything? Jesus Christ, again implying the inconsistent of Christianity, in deltarune. Jesus Christ, do for me, just once. Bradley, she want that, even in the het slop Bradley x Susie fic, she wants that cookie so effing bad, bro. And maintaining the Suzal agenda is our number one priority. Bradley was visibly irritated, his eyes narrow, and nostrils started to twitch. Fine, and you will behave. As he wished, Bradley smirked. Susie kicked Bradley in the shin. I'm serious, I'll kill you if you don't behave. Cause she wants to impress her girlfriend Noelle. Hashtag laughing. Hashtag. I don't speak tags. Sure, let's just hope they have some good wine, and you will not even drink a drop of it. I know what you become after a couple drinks. Man, this wine ain't shit. That's supposed to be a regular show theme, if you could tell. You'll never complain, Bradley whispered with a smile, more to himself than to her. You're going to wear your suit. Susie said while walking out the living room in the direction of the bedroom. The rain was pouring like crazy from the sky, a place where it rained. Bradley folded up the umbrella. They were sitting on a porch of a pretty white house. Bradley, just be nice. Noelle opened the door for them. Bradley immediately put up his best smile. Please come inside. Hi, baby. You tired of this fic as I am? So sweet, excited. Her cheeks were burning red. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. Eyes rapidly glancing between Susie and Bradley. Chris was standing back near the staircase, with a face so stoic that it makes him poker face jealous. Noelle's wearing a long yellow dress. Who the hell just texted me? Okay. Completely out of fashion. Chris was wearing a black suit with a blue sweater underneath. It fitted his... Oh, it hurts. I hate him, Chris. It hurts. Thin and slim slate, but the most notable thing about them was their head. Their hair was much shorter, strong enough to see their red hot eyes that always disgusted and scared Bradley. Okay, bro, you want that cookie so effing bad. Red eyes, just like the serpent in his dreams. Hi! Noelle screams and hugs Susie. Noelle was weird. They weren't with Susie, even on speaking terms, and she was hugging her like he was a good luck babe. Well, good luck, babe. You'd have to stop the world, just to stop it. My cat is sitting on my PC, and honestly, like, usually I'm like, oh, kitty, no, don't do that. I'm like, okay, cat, please save me. Close the fanfic now before I close it, please. Hello, Noelle, Bradley said calmly. Noelle didn't seem to mind. Her entire attention was dedicated to Susie. Good luck, babe! Bradley classified her, lost cause, and locked to Chris, who doesn't even try to put up a smile. Bradley doesn't smile either, for them. Both the situation is extremely uncomfortable. Hello, Bradley. Hello, this is a really nice house. He tries to make a small friendly spurk. Dear God, will face her in a snake shawl and strike him? Probably not. How do I have guests? A small child runs downstairs. She's dressed in a white skirt and plain skirt. She has 5 or 6 years, blonde, ponytail, hump. Wear every movement. Please don't. No. Headslop Crisell? No! God damn it. Yes, honey, say hello to your aunt and uncle. Aunt and uncle? Hello. This is our daughter, Clara, Noelle smiled. Bradley lowered his head as Clara walked to him. Can you fly? For the first time since they entered the house, Bradley sincerely smiled. No, I can't. Bradley laughs. The only creature that's happy with his presence here. Noelle reportedly tries to hide that she is only interested in Susie, and Chris is staring at him with a glazed look. How terrifying. Get her. No! Headslop Crisell is just like that one Twitter art that I hate. This it reminds me of this art, the Headslop Crisell art of doom and despair. Clara quickly runs upstairs, sucking on the thumb. Sweet kid, Bradley thinks. Humans and monsters can't have children. The adoption must have came easily from this, since Chris was an orphan. What happened to Toriel? They thought about adoption too, but decided that there was just a glance of hope. They would stick to it. Maybe this was a snake. Maybe they would be happy by now. Please come, Noelle said, and entered the dining room. The table was already laid. Bradley sits next to Susie in front of Chris. Noelle went to the kitchen to heat up the meal. Honey, pour some wine for our guests. Without a word, Chris stands, walks to the cupboard, and puts out a bottle of wine. Red liquid pours into a wine glass. Bradley sees his crimson reflection in it. Susie coughs as she sees with what joy he glares at the glass, to remind him of how hot he is. With great sorrow, he breaks eye contact with Ryan and starts to gaze over the walls. They're filled with paintings, mostly realism, landscape, and still life, but there were some attempts at cubism, and one of two close corners in the room, expressionist paintings of a woman holding a vase. Their quality is rather good. Katie, no, you have to, you're being forced to listen to the deltarune Hetzlop with me. Their quality is rather good, although Chris just sticks to realism, as everything else was nothing more than us. Damn, okay, I didn't know you were art critic. Okay, Birdley. Birdley had to take art class in college. He never liked painters. Pretentious, lazy pricks! Yeah, sheer talent will make them successful. He only respected those who worked their way up. Well, he didn't have talent or rich parents. Everything he achieved did was hard work and unrelenting will. And his dad's money, by the way. His dad is upper middle class, not rich. Everything he achieved did to become what he is now. And when that dream came true, he felt unbelievable joy, at least for some time. Now he feels empty. Now sad cynicism fills his thoughts. Noah comes back from the kitchen. Just a minute, and it will be ready, she chirps and sits down next to Chris. An uncomfortable silence follows. Noah was staring at Susie with excitement so great that she was almost rocking her. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. Are these your paintings, Chris? Bridget looks at the wall. Yes. They're so nice. Is this your hobby? It's my job. Now this was interesting. How much are those scribblings worth anyway? Not much for sure. Chris didn't represent any uncanny style as far as he can see anyways. Do they paint digitally? Are those paintings on the wall early experiments? He might just ask, do you work with real paint? Yes, I like to touch my work. Who will buy that much art in a small forgotten town like this? They might have sold some to their friends and family, but really was sure that Chris is a moneymaker. Say, you got no bands, no money. They have no Balenciaga, no Supreme. And yet, they were laughing in this pretty fucking house. Noel's family's rich. Okay, at least I got that right. Let's explain that. There are great artists, Noel asked. Chris, show some of your work. Artist is great nightmare. Oh, you're an artist? Let me see some of your artwork. Yeah. No, maybe later. I don't want to bore our guests. Oh, I completely forgot about food, Chris. Could you help me? Of course she forgot. When she was staring at such passion at Scoozy, who she felt more uncomfortable. This begins to get eerie. It's like Noelle was only engaged for her. Of course, they were friends in high school, but after Bradley went to college in Boston and they were living in a small apartment by the sea, he remembers the things they were up to back then. Susie had to rise early in the morning for a job in the restaurant. She would always wake him up for the both of us to attend sunrise. A giant white orb like an angel was emerging from the bowels of deep dark waters. He remembers that in the weekend they would take a mescaline and inhale poppers. Okay, I guess, okay. What the hell, sure, we're already off the rails. Loving each other through the whole night under dirty bed drenched in blood and... Wait, is this Chris? I thought this was Burley. I've been confused. Our clinged to each other and had fear for when the trip cutting straight to the depths of Sheol. They have seen Noah and Chris only once since. She invited Susie and Bertha at her wedding. They were just drinking with some guy called Des. Oh, dude, they're even misgendering Des! Jesus! Noel started to fight with Chris, so Birdley had to drag him away. Instead, Des and Birdley beat the shit out of each other in stupid alcoholic rage and became best friends until they both passed out on the dance floor. Des even appeared at their own wedding, but he was greatly calmer. But Noelle back then wasn't acting as unnatural as she was now. Although they never knew why they were invited, they never gave a second thought. But now Susie sits in her chair and a single word can't escape her mouth until Chris and Noelle disappeared in the kitchen. Do you feel weird? Birdley doesn't answer. Instead, he gets the hold of the glass, and with one swift wing, he downs its contents into his beak. A little. Jesus Christ, and finally exists in Christianity. What are you? Billy gets the bottle of wine and pours himself some more. You're killing me. You're fucking killing me. She covered her eyes with hands in trouble. Relax, they won't even notice. Chris and Noelle emerged from the kitchen doors. Chris was holding a wooden cutting board with an enormous bronze, glittering turkey on it. Noelle was carrying two large glass bowls, one filled with mashed potatoes and one with green bean. I was setting everything on the white covered table. This white ass fucking Christmas, bro. Chris bought a long cutting table from the knife and tried to cut the poultry. Birdley's stomach twisted when he saw the human with the weapon handling the turkey with such skill. Every got a nice, significant piece of dead bird. I hope it gets shoved down Birdley's throat in this fic. I really hate Birdley in this fic. They slowly ate in a comfortable silence. The cut only a calm, clunking cluttery. So, what do you do for a living, Birdley? Chris started. I'm an architect. Chris smiled deftly. Wait, where's that, like, one Chris Flowey smile? Because that's what I'm imagining them doing right now. Imagining. You're so good at what you're doing, living in a big house in the outskirts in the forest. Oh, you've seen it. That's my design as well. Billy had a feeling that Chris is steering this conversation on the water of which he wished not to sail. He was waiting for another question of being full of stagnation. Yes, I've seen your hoot house. It's quite... Check it out. I'm in the house. Like carpets. Carpets. Check it I'm in the house. Like carpet. Okay, then Bob really began to see the focus of this conversation. He didn't like it a little bit. Who the hell Chris thinks they are? Chris, Noel gasped, even though she didn't like where this is going. Chris continued ignoring their wife. Their smile was becoming wider and wider, turning into, I'm having to, correct the pronouns. It's taking too much brain power. Didn't you want to start a family? Fine, boom! Ooh, they just went there. Susie froze with a fork in hand, halfway to her mouth. Once again, silence filled the dining room. Birdley thoughtfully took off his glasses and placed them next to... Okay, I'm gonna let my cat out. And placed them next to the plate. He was calm and steady on the outside. He was Oh, I thought that said kale. But the storm was growing inside his mind like a typhoon. If his eyes turned red, get him his eye drops. Chris guesses that he built... Oh my god. Chris guesses that they built this house. We built this house. This house. Thinking about their future family. They guess, damn right. And yet they have no kids. He has no kids. Obviously, they can't have kids. Billy's not expecting something that fish should be brought up today. But he seemed to underestimate Chris's jealousy. Do you mean karma, Birdley? You felt your sins crawling on your back. Reading this book. No, I don't believe in fate nor fairy tales. Birdley's voice seemed tired and croaky. I do believe in it. Life never forgets about our past mistakes. Birdley tries to soothe his voice. Do you seriously believe that some ideological, magical energy I can't have? Silence again. Jesus implying the implication of the Christianity. You're pitiful. I tried to be pleasant. I tried. I'm sorry, Susie. It's just... Birdley looked away from Chris and Noel in a disappointed way. You want me to tase my own medicine? What a sick plan, huh? Birdley's voice was turning up sarcastic tones. The cynical manner of speech from his younger days returned. He got up from his seat and took a walk to the corner of the room, examining the wall paintings carefully. All his pretty paintings must not be selling so well. Chris laughed peacefully. Birdley squinted, angry at them. Dark embers of his pupils lighted by an impish spark that danced and wiggled in them. I have no idea whether that was referring to Chris or Birdley. You're a really hateful guy after all. You're really hateful them after all. Birdley said, shortening the distance between the two of them too. You contemplate how many times I wrong you and wait for the sweet opportunity of revenge. Susie covered her face and leaned her arm on the table. Noel was silently looking down at her meal. Her down lip was twitching nervously. You ran into this wealth. What else would you want in life? Torment me? That's not how you use a semicolon, I don't think. Noel wiped her damp eyes with the back of her hand. Birdley was breathing heavily and leaning over Chris. Your talentless failure, Birdley said, walking over to Noel. Grabbed the back seat of Chris's chair. Birdley felt an ill joy from saying this. Chris was almost quivering in their seat, still, but sickening style. I'm so disturbed right now. That was Bun. This is why Undertale fans don't read, because this is what we get when they do read.